Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah. Shout out SpeakerBox Hip Hop. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, thank you for coming through, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about where were you born and raised?
Born and raised Tucson, Arizona. Lived out in Oceanside, California for a year. Came back. I've been in the scene since the Tucson Hip Hop Festival started.
All right. Yeah, that's been running for quite a few years already, right? Was it?
Yeah, seriously.
2015?
I don't remember the year exactly off the top of my head.
It's been a minute, yeah. So I hope, I just hope it keeps growing. I really
Seriously,
think it is.
Seriously.
Yeah. All right. So what were your musical influences growing up? Like what type of music were you listening to as a child?
So mostly hip hop. I obviously did have, my mom listened to country. I had some family listen to rock. So I kind of like bounced around the entire time. But my dad, he put me on hip hop. He used to pick me up from my Catholic church.
Oh.
Blasting Snoop Dogg, Gin and Juice.
That's dope.
So I've just been listening to it and it kind of caught on.
Yeah.
Played a little bit of the drums when I was younger, when I was out in California. My uncle, who was actually a drummer for Tribal Seeds.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah. So he put me onto the rhythm, and now when it comes to a flow, I just try to get it really quick. You know what I mean?
What was the first hip hop track that caught your eyes or caught your ears actually, and why?
First hip hop track that caught my ears. Well, what's crazy thing about hip hop is it's so diverse and so I'll be honest, Snoop Dogg's probably one of the first that caught my ears, but obviously there's artists like Russ out there, and there's artists like Blueface who are coming out with he's changing up his flow, and he's actually sounding a little bit, he's not as trash.
Yeah, you're right.
Hip hop's evolving in a million different ways, a million different styles. So
that's true.
You can answer that a lot of ways.
So who were your major musical influences growing up?
Easily Russ, easily Joyner Lucas. Token Hip Hop. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yes, I've heard of Token. Yeah, I like him. I dig him.
Token's fire, isn't
he? He did. What was it? It was like he was featured for a Halloween track. I forgot what it was called. Something Jason. Something.
He was also on that Fast and Furious movie that just came out.
Yeah. So he's moving. He's moving up.
Seriously, it's inspirational.
It is. Yeah, definitely. So what do you think about the hip hop scene here in Tucson? What's your opinion on it?
The hip hop scene is a lot of young artists that are really trying and really putting the effort. They all love it. I feel like a lot of us don't really know what we're doing because we don't have a lot of influence from the game. There's not any major record labels in the state of Arizona. Shout out the record labels that are going. Shout out Respect the Underground, RTU. Shout out the Arizona Hip Hop Festival. Yeah. But if we're being honest, there's not a lot of influence here in Tucson. Respect the Underground actually did just come down here last night, I think.
Yeah.
Performed the Solar Culture, so it's nice. It's growing. It's growing. It's scary because it could go two ways. But Arizona's got potential. We're all working.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be. I keep saying it, and it's gonna happen. I feel like Tucson's gonna be the hub. It's gonna be like a center for where artists are gonna want to come and actually be part of this community, be part of the action, so to speak. But Tucson's gonna be one of those center points,
Seriously, and like hip hop, there's so much diversity here in Tucson.
There is.
You can't really name a lot of relevant local Tucson artists that sound the same.
That's true.
Shout out Petra Sunny, shout out Benny Lowe, shout out Marley B, shout out Cash Lansky, shout out everyone that's doing. They all got a different sound.
Yeah, they do.
So much opportunity here.
There is, and it's growing, and that's what counts. So what do you think about what should we do in terms of having spaces for artists to perform? What's your opinion on that? Because I know a lot of venues are closing down. What's your opinion? What do you think we can do as a community to help promote artists, help them have a platform?
Well, being 20 years old and obviously not having a lot of experience in the hip-hop industry, I did host a show at Soul Studios a couple years ago, but I feel like we just need more investors. I feel like the shows have turned into more ticket sales that you have to, whoever has the most money will rent out a venue and then will pick a ton of artists, throw a showcase, and then it's just saturated. The same thing over and over and over again. It's like it's not actually being promoted.
Yeah.
We need to have shows that are hosted by real investors and real promoters, not just people trying to make a quick flip.
That's true. I like that. Yeah, you're right. That's what's been going on, sadly enough. So we're going to go ahead and take a musical break. We're going to go ahead and play a track by Truth. And the track that I'm going to play is called Would It Be the Same? Would it be the same? Of course, man. SpeakerBox X.
Real quick shout out to T.o.M.e coming out November 4th. Unreleased track. All three that we're playing today are unreleased. 66 songs, 6 project, 8th season.
Nice.
What are you doing?
SpeakerBox X got that exclusive, y'all.
Let's get it.
Hey, we're 99.1 FM, Downtown Radio, the antidote to corporate radio. You're now tuning into SpeakerBox X, Subterranean Hip Hop in Effect with your host, B-Riv. And we have a special guest in the house. He goes by Truth, and we just played a track called Would It Be the Same? So we're going to go ahead and dive deep into that track, Would It Be the Same? So what's the story behind that track?
If I'll be honest, obviously that was the saddest song of the three that I sent in. That song I kind of have been I've been having a lot of trouble when it comes to expressing my deeper feelings and more depressive kind of side of myself. Yeah. I obviously have been working, really hard. Well, actually it's not obvious, but I've been working really hard for, everything that I strive to get. And sometimes I, forget about what's really important. And so I lose connections with a lot of family members, with a lot of friends who I originally had. And, would it be the same if you open up? That was basically the point of that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, you are opening up because you have a track that is speaking about that.
Yeah, I got a few of them on the album. T.o.M.e.
Yeah.
November 4th.
So I think, so now I feel that you would be able to have an open discourse or talk with your friends now. They'd be like, yo, bro, I didn't know this was going on. What's going on here? You know what I mean?
Make that awkward question a little easier.
Yeah, you made it easier for them. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what is, you have a new album coming out, and what's that album called?
T.o.m.e. T.o.m.e. T.o.m.e is by definition, a scholarly article. It's actually abbreviated for Truth of My Existence, since my last 5 albums that I've released have been talking about my spirit and about my mind. This one's more about my, who I am as a person in existence.
Yeah.
Finishing up this whole set.
Yeah.
And T.o.m.e is actually written on the album as capital T, lowercase o, capital M, lowercase e, because this album is not made different from my other albums, from every other artist here.
Yeah.
Not for them, but to me.
To you, yeah. So how did the name Truth, how did you gain that name? How did you name yourself that? I don't know if you named yourself that. Maybe somebody else named you, but how did that come about?
Well, I started, so my first name that I had was G Squared.
G Squared, that sounds
Gabriel
squared.
Gutierrez, yeah, that was my little name. I had in high school, I had everybody, G Squared, G Squared, I had to get rid of that really quick. But I got rid of that name, and I actually went with Mercenary for a while, released a couple EPs under the name Mercenary. And then, but I still like Mercenary. I feel like that's just
Mercenary
simple,
sounds,
And
you have to, it sounds like I feel like Mercenary is like, it's just like has to do more with showing that aggression.
Exactly.
Like if I heard of an artist named, Mercenary, I'd be like, that dude must be like super aggressive on the beats, which I love. I love, aggressiveness and whatnot. Yeah. But I wouldn't think that they would be like this philosopher or like.
Seriously, yeah. That's why I like the name Truth, because a lot of the knowledge that I speak on my songs is truth. It's real rap.
It's real, yeah.
So that's where Truth came along. I try to keep that consistent.
Nice. So talk about the cover art. What made you want to have because I promoted it on SpeakerBox X. Mm-hmm. The cover art, what inspired you to have that type of cover art? Like, what are you trying to express?
Individuality. I actually made the cover art myself.
Okay.
I have Adobe Photoshop. I like to play with it every once in a while. I made all my cover arts.
Yeah.
My first cover art came out November 4th, 2017, Hip for Hypnotic Illusions. Actually, a picture of my brain. Yeah. I had a seizure way back, long story short, and got a hold of the MRI, decided to make my album artwork.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So T.o.m.e is just more of it's a personal touch. It's got a picture of me in the studio. It's got a little message written on it for it.
Yeah.
I found that at Gabe, J G-U-T-I-E RREZ 7, any platform or any social media. That's the wording.
Okay, that's the wording. All right, cool. So go ahead and tell me about your the projects that you are you currently working on other projects right now, or is T.o.m.e that's kind of like you're taking a break for a little bit?
Well, I actually just released a project honestly 3-4 days ago called GMP. Shout out GMP. We had a little music coming down. We sold out Solar Culture back in, I want to say, February. But released that mixtape real quick.
Yeah.
But this track this album T.o.m.e is going to be the main focus, considering it's 66 songs.
60? Why?
Yeah.
Whoa, 66.
Try to make a difference.
What is the sign behind that? What is the message? That's crazy.
Like,
was that just by accident? You guys got 66 songs, or like how did that?
Well, that's the goal. 44 songs locally produced, and I'm gonna put 22 bonus tracks on it. So, but I'm just trying to get as many on that, because I know for a fact that someone's not gonna listen to a full 20-song album from a local artist. That's just the way it is.
Well,
so I'm gonna release 66 just to make a statement.
Oh damn.
You feel me? Making a track a night.
Yeah. But why 66? Why not 55 or 88 or?
Oh, I gotta make a goal, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take a musical break. I'm gonna go ahead and play the track "Bedtime Stories," and this is off your latest, right? Or the one that hasn't been released yet, right?
Yes, ma'am. Locally produced. Shout out Robbery in Progress.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that. It's called "Bedtime Stories" by True. Hey. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. You the best. I'm here with Gabe Gutierrez, and we're just chopping it up. We just talked about his track. We talked about a track that we just played called Would It Be the Same? And we talked about his album cover, the artwork, T.o.m.e, and he's going to be releasing it on all platforms, right? Soon? Yeah, soon. Do you know when you're dropping it? What date?
November 4th. Yeah.
November 4th, he's going to be dropping the latest album, and SpeakerBox X got that exclusive of having these tracks that haven't yet been released up until now, at least for the show. And then you're gonna get to, you know what I mean? Get to have a taste of it again November 4th.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. November 4th, dude, that sounds like, why November 4th?
Because November 4th was the first day.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, not illusions.
All right, we are back on air, SpeakerBox X. We're with your host B-Riv, and we just played Would It Be the Same by, we played Bedtime Stories, my bad. We just played Bedtime Stories, and it's an exclusive because that track still has not been released. It's going to be released November 4th on all platforms. Make sure to get it. The album's called T.o.m.e, and it's by Truth. So that track is from T.o.m.e, and it's by Truth, and it's going to be coming out November 4th, y'all, but we got that exclusive.
All three.
For all three. Dopeness all around. Yep. Let's go ahead and dive into Bedtime Stories. So, what's the inspiration behind that track?
So, Bedtime Stories, actually, it's probably a little confusing at first ear. What it means is it's actually in perspective of myself while I'm lucid dreaming.
Whoa,
so, I'm underwater, right?
Yeah.
I'm inside an ocean.
Yeah.
And the deeper I get, the darker it gets, right?
Yeah.
Now, imagine the word dark being used as a metaphor for more difficult. And the light, the higher you get, like the light. So as I mentioned in the song, the stingrays electrocuting the water.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that's possible. But it seems like the higher you get, it just shocks you real quick. Like, nope, not there yet.
Not there yet.
Fall a little deeper. And so that's what that's about. Just talking about
how,
my dreams, attack me in very specific ways and how they control my mind in a way, it seems like, and how they subconsciously kind of create an illusion of what is going on in reality. So I wake up and feel like I'm in a different world.
Can you talk about one of the dreams specifically, like a part of it?
Which one?
I don't know, just whichever one you want to talk about. What's a dream that you've had that you're like, it feels really real, but it's a dream. Like, what's one that you can remember that you want to talk about?
So one dream I actually had that happened for like 2 years straight. I couldn't stop it. This is before I figured out how to lucid dream. But what it is I was going into a Egyptian pyramid. And because my mom got abducted by monkeys.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. And so I had to go in, and every single time there were different booby traps, and I had to figure out how to get through each one. And then I would get her, and then the process of getting back out was even more difficult.
Oh, man.
I made it, though.
That's crazy. For 2 years?
Oh, my God. Something like that, yeah. I don't know exactly.
Whoa. Gotta save mama, though.
Yeah, seriously. Priorities.
Yeah, that's cool, though. That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about... what are you gonna have any events you're gonna perform at in the future here in Tucson, or are you planning on touring? Mm-hmm. Like, what are your plans for the future?
Well, actually, shout out Benny Loke. He just hit me up on Messenger the other day. I'm gonna be having a little rap battle in a couple months, and right after the album release too. So, I'll get a little buzz after that. But also, I'm hoping to get on. Shout out Pike Romero to the Tucson Hip Hop Festival.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, most definitely.
Excited,
yeah. So, who are you? If you can work with anybody, who would that be and why?
You're talking like anybody.
Anybody, just anybody.
Ooh. I mean, Jordan Lucas hasn't been releasing that, perspective music like he usually does. So originally, I would pick Jordan Lucas. If I were to pick anybody, it'd be Russ though. Russ is like, Russ does what like I strive to do.
Okay.
I do all my engineering. I do all my vocal recordings. I try to get creative with a little. Vocal harmonizing or whatever, put a little auto-tune in it.
Yeah.
He produces me, so he's got me on that. And obviously his music is ridiculously good. So Russ would be a quick decision.
Quick one. Okay, cool. So where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Are you going to still be part of the Tucson scene?
Of course. I'll
Always?
be part of the Tucson scene, yeah. In 5 years, well, I mean, that's nothing but a dream, you know, speaking of bedtime stories. 5 years ago, I was, you know, getting mocked in my high school classes for, you know, trying to start up and do my own thing with a little mic that I got. And look at 5 years later, I've got 6 albums, you know, in 8 seasons. It's not including the ones that I released previously. And so I like to consider that a personal achievement, you know, extreme. And so coming in 5 years, I'm hoping to, you know, have a little connection with Rock Nation, Atlantic, Interscope. Trying to get a little higher up, you know, so I'm not stuck in Tucson. Of course, I always show love to Tucson. I'll be, you know, put my money back where it goes.
Yeah, dope. So, what else are you? When you were growing up, what was like? How did hip hop come into your life? Was it through your dad, or was it just your dad? So, at what age did he expose you to hip hop? Were you like 4? At what age were you?
I don't even have any. My dad's played hip hop his whole life, so I just kind of like grown up on it. You know, my dad was a huge hip hop head, and so I've just listened to it growing up the entire time. I got different memories of me listening to it in different ages, spanning my entire family. Listening to, you know, 50 Cent, Eminem. It's just kind of like, you know, what I came up on.
Cool. Yeah. When was that? Okay, let's go ahead and fast forward to before you became Truth. Mm-hmm. When was that moment where you decided to actually pursue this as a career?
Well, that's a difficult question because I still haven't, you know, considered to pursue this as a career. This is more of a hobby right now that I, you know, have a lot of fun doing and that I consistently do and make a lot of good connections with. I feel like if I'm gonna make it a career, I'm gonna do it the right way, and I'm not gonna, you know, just keep posting my links. Yeah. I'm heading to Orlando. Full Sail. This shout out Full Sail for anybody that's hearing this right now. If you're a striving artist and want to learn how to really make it in the music business, you obviously got to have a college degree. Full Sail will teach you how to engineer, how to write. It is a liberal arts college that literally takes their students and sends them to productions like The Lion King, which was just released.
Whoa, that's dope.
There's also one in LA if you don't want to go to Orlando.
Full Sail, that's what it's called?
Full Sail, yep.
Full Sail.
Yep.
And you know, it kind of goes with, you know, Full Sail is like, you know what I mean? Like, you know where you're going. Like, it's already been destined.
Exactly.
I like the name.
Yeah, me too, seriously.
It's a dope name.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and take a musical break. I'm going to go ahead and play the track Por Mí Hombre. And this is an exclusive. It hasn't dropped yet in any platform, but it will November 4th. And this is from a Truth's album called T.o.M.e. Okay, T.o.m.e. So
locally produced. Shout out Robbery in Progress. 2 times.
Locally produced. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play Por Mí Hombre by Truth.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we're 99.1 FM, Downtown Radio, the antidote to corporate radio. Stream us at downtownradio.org or at SpeakerBox X We also have an app available in the App Store for iPhone and Android. Just search for Downtown Radio Tucson and download the very easy-to-use app today. So you're tuning into SpeakerBox X, subterranean hip hop in effect with your host B-Riv, and we have a special guest. He goes by Truth, and we just played the track Por Mí Hombre, and we're gonna go ahead and dive into that track. So what's the inspiration or the backdrop story to this track, Por Mí Hombre, Truth?
Is that, it doesn't matter if you're, you're one of my homies, you're actually one of my family. I consider, Mí Hombre, which means my brother in Spanish. And so, I do nothing but grind, not just for me, but for, Mí Hombre, for my family, for my homies, for, Tucson. I'm trying to make sure that, everybody that has been able to support me in any way possible can get that same love back. And I want to make sure I at least match it or at least double it by 10.
Yeah, no joke, yeah. So, but where were you when you, where exactly were you when you wrote that track?
I was
Do you
just
remember?
in my room. It was like 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning, you're like, I got this.
Yeah, I started writing. Actually, I take that back. Por Mí Hombre was the track that I did with Robbery in Progress, local producer up on the north side. He came through, and we got this whole track done in one night. He produced it right in front of us, and we put that work in, put the hook in, put a couple verses onto it, and ended up being a banger.
Nice. No, it was really good.
Thank you.
So how can people support you and support your music? Mm-hmm. How can they do that? Where will they find you?
Right now, I'm pushing social media, promoting a lot. That's what I'm trying to learn, specialize. Shout out Pike Romero for putting me on. You can find my Instagram, my Twitter, at Gabe J GUTIERREZ. Don't spell double R's, 2 R's. I don't want to make that clear. But yeah, you can find that. 7 at Instagram, Twitter. You can find my Facebook, Gabe Gutierrez, or TRnTH. You can find my music on Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora. Just look up Truth, Mesmerized Insinuations. Released that album back in February, 4/27. Released that on 4/20 of this year. That's 2 this year. You can find that on iTunes. You can find my Audio Mac. Just look up Gabe J. Gutierrez 7. You can find my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Truth64. Hit any of those links, and you'll find some real rap.
Yeah, you were telling me about there's a new, it's like SoundCloud, but it's better. I heard Audio Mac.
Yeah.
So tell me about Audio Mac. I'm very new to Audio Mac, and you're pushing Audio Mac. Mm-hmm. So is it similar to SoundCloud? Can you give us a more intel on that?
Yeah, you make an account just like you do on SoundCloud, and there's different playlists that shout out to Tucson Hip Hop Festival for actually showing me exactly what this was. They make playlists on Audio Mac, and they pick local artists that find their music, and then those playlists are obviously made to higher crowds, and I feel like it's a lot easier to distribute your music, and you could be not recognized as a SoundCloud rapper, which a lot of people look down upon. You could be recognized as, he's an artist, so you can find his music on Audio Mac.
Yeah,
cool.
Even sounds cool. Audio Mac.
Yeah, I feel like it's more legit.
Right.
Shout out Chance the Rapper for SoundCloud though.
Dope. Yes. Shout out to him for that.
Seriously, that'd be gone.
Right. So we're at the tail end of the interview, and I'm going to go ahead and ask you a question. And it's a question I ask all the people I interview. What are your words of wisdom to anyone that's wanting to pursue what you're doing, wanting to do what you do? What are your words of wisdom?
My words of wisdom is don't keep it as simple as don't give up. Check us out. If you don't give up, that means that you could be sitting there watching.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, just because you didn't give up doesn't mean that you're doing it. My words of wisdom is actually do something. Do some research on what you are trying to do. Find the connections, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if you're going to college. Shout out One Love on Mesmerized Insinuations. Because as it says in the song, it's not meant for all of us. There's different things. There's different routes for everybody. We all are an individual person. Embrace that individualism. I think I said that
Individualism.
Right. Individualism, yeah.
Yeah, that's a long word.
And know who you are and really push. Do some research. Don't be lazy. That's all I'm asking.
That's true. What's that saying? Idle minds is where the devils play, or the devil plays. What is it? Like when you don't do anything, that's like, have you heard of that? Like idle hands is where the devil plays, or something like that.
Nah,
something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's like a saying that like if you don't do anything productive, then you're gonna become destructive.
Seriously, yeah. I mean,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like that kind of makes sense.
We're gonna be done in like the next 60, 80 years. What are you doing sitting around? Just doing what you do. Like do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Life's a crazy journey for all of us. Live it up.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
All right, thank you, Truth, for coming through. Make sure to follow Truth on all platforms. He's on Audio Mac. He's on SoundCloud as Gabe Gutierrez 7.
Gabe J.
Gabe J. Gutierrez 7. So make sure to follow him, support him. He's going to be dropping an album November 4th. And you got the exclusive. SpeakerBox X just played 3 of the tracks that are going to be in the album, in his upcoming album that he's going to be dropping November 4th on all platforms, on Audio Mac. So make sure to cop that.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. Or at least play it, I'm not asking for any money.
Yeah.
The money comes from the label.
Yeah.